Good evening, everybody. Hey, I'm going to try to show you really quickly how to do this what tree is it activity. Notice that I've got my screen split, so I've got my Google search on the left side and the what tree is it on the right side. We're going to use a very specific website that's going to help you identify these trees. So all you need to do is type in what tree is it. I'm going to do the first ones for you, so you can just watch and write in the answers as we go, and then I'll let you finish the rest of them on your own. So I'm going to click on this very first link that says, what tree is it, Oplin? That's the website that we want. It's the very first hit on Google. Two things you need to understand. This particular website allows you to identify trees three different ways: by leaf, by fruit, or by name. Well, you're not going to know the name of any of these trees. That's the whole point of this activity, is to find the name. So you're not going to identify by here. So you need to identify by fruit or by leaf. Now, here's the thing that's tricky. Obviously, this is a leaf and this is a leaf, but what is this? Well, it turns out that's a fruit. So anything with a tree, you're just going to trust me on this, anything with a tree that's not a leaf, it's a fruit. So let's go ahead. We're going to do problem number 1, and we're going to identify by fruit. So we click on that. And then this is called an identification key. This is where you are given choices, and the choices make you get more and more and more specific until you finally identified the correct answer. I took these photos directly from this website. So the way that you'll know that you found the right answer is that the photograph is exactly the same. If it's not the same photo, then you're either not done or you didn't do something right. And so start over again or go back a few steps. So this is how we start. I clicked on identify by fruit. Now these are the different fruits. Pine cones count as fruits. Helicopters count as fruits. Acorns, seed pods, all of these are fruits. So I'm all the way at the bottom. There's nothing left. Okay, so I pick the one that this photo looks the most like. So I'm going to pick, well, winged fruit, because that's the one, that's what it is. So I clicked on it. Now my choice is a single wing or paired wings. Well, duh, it's paired wings, so I'm going to grab that one. Now I have to look at the width of it and what it actually looks like, how far apart it is. This is a right angle here, so that's 90 degrees. So that's going to be this one down here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And then it says how long they are. Well, how are you supposed to know how long they are? I give you some hints. So anytime that you're really stuck and there's no way you could know the answer, look under the photo to see if I gave you a hint. In this case, I said this particular wing is 1 3/4 inches long. So we have a choice, about 3/4 inches long or winged seed 1 inch or longer. And this is 1 3/4 inches. So we're going to click on this one. And now it gives us a choice. Make sure you go scroll down, because some of these, there's more than 2 choices. So we've got one that's 1 inch. We've got one that's 1 to 1.5 inches. And we've got one that's 1 1/4 to 2. Well, 1 3/4 is right here. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to see if we're done. Oh, we're still not done. Okay, so we're getting closer though. This one's definitely a 90-degree angle one. So I'm going to click on that. It doesn't let me click on it. Sorry. So that was a trick. It's either the silver maple or the plane tree maple. So it says read both fact pages to separate these two similar kinds of maple. So I'm going to, just to make a point, I'm going to click on the wrong one. You don't know it's the wrong one, but just watch. If I click on the plane tree maple, does this image here match this image? No. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back a page and I'm going to try the silver maple. Is that the right image? Oh, look at that. Same exact image. So ladies and gentlemen, you need to write in the blank right here under number 1, you write silver maple. You can type it or write it, I don't care. So now we've got our first one done. I'm going to do 3 of them with you and then you need to do the rest. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to click on this tree in the left-hand corner. And this time, tree number 2 is a leaf. So I'm going to click identify by leaf. And it tells me, just to remind you, it's got some hints. Lobes are balanced and pinnate. What the heck does balanced and pinnate mean? What does lobes mean? Okay, so just so you know, lobes refer to how a tree leaf can sometimes go in and out. So this leaf does a lot of in and out business, whereas a leaf that's just shaped like, let's see if we have one, a leaf that's just shaped like this, it doesn't do a whole lot of these big ins and outs. It doesn't have any lobes. So lobes are what they're talking about. This is a lobe, 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 lobe. That's a funny word. Okay, so moving on. We're going to look at all these different leaves and we're going to see some of them are needles, some of them are scales, and some of them are broad, flat leaves like we have there. So the one that most looks like this picture, I'm going to say is the broad, flat leaves. It's not a needle. It's not like a pine tree or something like that. Okay, so now is it a compound leaf or a simple leaf? A compound leaf is a whole bunch of tiny leaves that are stuck together on one bigger leaf, like this image. Look down here at image number 3. That's going to be a compound leaf. We're not doing that one yet. So this is just one leaf. That's all it is. So we call that a simple leaf. So I clicked on simple. Oops. I clicked on things twice in a row and I didn't mean to. Give me a second. Okay, so now I'm on my simple leaves. So it says some leaves on the tree with unbalanced lobes. This says they're balanced. Leaves have lobes with most lobes balanced. And then this one says leaves not lobed. So this is the right answer. It's got lobes, they go in and out, and it's balanced. So I'm going to click on that. All right, now it says leaves with only 2 lobes. No, that's not what this one looks like. Leaves are palmately lobed or leaves are pinnately lobed. Don't worry about those names, although it does say right there they're pinnate. So let's go ahead and choose the one that said pinnate. So I'm going to click on that one. And now we've got some more choices. Leaves with bristle tips. Are there tiny little sharp little hairs on the end of these? And you can close in on the image and look up closer if you want, but no, there's no tiny little hairs on it. So it's not that. Leaves without bristle tips, smooth. Yep, that's true. Leaves without bristle tips, toothed. Toothed means it's got really sharp little edges. Nope, no sharp edges on mine. So this must be the right image for the leaf that I'm looking up. Okay, main vein of the leaf ends in a lobe, so it looks up like this, or the main vein ends in a notch, so it goes in at the end. I'm going to say this one's a little bit tricky, but I'm going to say this is the correct image, so let's click on it. So now these are some of our choices. Does it look more like this shape, more like this shape, or more like this shape? If you're not sure, try them and see. Let me give you an example. So if I click on this one, is that the right tree image right there? Is that the right leaf? No. So hit the back arrow and try again. So I think it looks more like this one. Let's double check. So I'm going to click on bur oak. Is that the image? Sure enough, it's the same exact leaf picture. So for number 2, you're going to, whoops, I got to make that smaller. For number 2, you're going to write bur oak, B-U-R, and then oak. All right, let's do one more and then I'll set you free to do the rest of them on your own. So I'm going to click back at the beginning. I'm going to click back on this tree. To what tree is it? We're going to do another leaf identification. It's not a fruit, and this time it's a compound leaf. So I'm going to look at it and it's not needles. Those leaves, even though they're compound, they're still broad and flat. So that's what I'm going to choose. And now there's our compound leaf. And you know what? I didn't read any of the hints under the image. So let's look at some of those hints right now. Leaflets are toothed and compound. So teeth means it's got little jaggedy edges. The leaves are alternate. There's no milky sap. And the whole leaf is 9 inches long. Well, I didn't need to know any of that information yet, but let's see what it says. So on palmately compound leaves, on pinnately compound leaves, I think it said, well, these are, let's just trying to look at the 2 images. Which one does it look the most like? And this is definitely pinnately compound. So we're going to go ahead and click on this image right here. And then it says leaflet margins are smooth near the base. Leaflet margins are smooth. Leaflet margins are toothed, at least at the base. And this one says leaflets are toothed. The hint said toothed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the one that's toothed. And then it says, well, just looking at the images, which one does it look the most like? Leaflets similar in size and shape. Yeah, they're pretty similar in size and shape. So I'm going to say this is the correct answer. If you ever don't go wrong, I don't get it right, start over. It's not a big deal. This one says compound leaves are opposite, and this one says compound leaves are alternate. I don't know. Let's see what it says. Leaves are compound leaves. Oh, I got to edit something there. Compound leaves, there we go, are alternate. So that's it right there. So we're going to click on compound leaves are alternate. All right. Leaf with peculiar wing-like projections, leaf without projections. I don't see any projections on this, whatever that is. So I'm going to say without projections on it. Next, it says leaves with milky sap. Oh, I remember, KJ, this said no milky sap. So leaves without milky sap as above. So I'm going to click on this one. Oh, and I remember, KJ, that one of your hints was the whole leaf is 9 inches long. Oops, I didn't mean to screw that up. 9 inches long. So let's see. This one is between 8 and 10. This one's between 6 and 7. So this should be the right one. We're almost to the end here. All right, so now it says, does it have a leaf at the end? End leaflet often small or absent, or end leaflet similar to the others? Well, there's a leaflet there. It's hard to see it. So I'm going to guess it's this one. If I'm wrong, I'll go to this one. So let's click on this one and see if we have the same image. Nope, we don't have the same image. So let's try again. Let's go back and try this one. That's the image. Look at that. So now we know what the name of that tree is. So everybody can go ahead and write down black walnut. So now your job is to finish this page, and then there's a backside to it. Let me know if you're having any troubles or if you have any questions. Have an awesome weekend, everybody.